What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video for Cataclysm Classic. Now in today's video, I believe we have found the best gold farm in Cataclysm, at least it's the best one that I've done so far, and I've even done herbalism and mining on a dead server, having all of Uldum to myself, and even then, this farm beats that farm. It kind of depends on the prices of herbs versus the prices of skins, but this farm is absolutely insane. And the thing is, you can even do this on a fairly popular server, as long as you have access to different layers. And I'll show you exactly why. That being said, I'm going to be brutally honest here and say that when this video goes public, this video has been available for several days to the private community that we have going on for anyone who has my Cataclysm Goldmaking Guide. And this is a way for me to give you guys access to the best and most valuable gold farms and gold making access out there, or gold farms and gold making strategies out there, without making the videos public straight away. I'm not saying my videos have a huge impact on the market at all, but the thing is, the second a video goes public, or the second a farm becomes really public, it will become overfarmed. The value of the materials goes down quite a bit, and honestly, getting this guide and having a secluded community kind of, where I can share gold farms ahead of time, makes me be able to give more back to those of you who support me directly as well. So when this video goes out, what I'm saying here is that when this video becomes public on YouTube, we have probably had access to this for about 4 to 5 days in early access, and if you want to have access to these videos in the future, you want to have access to the best farms, the best gold making strategies ahead of time and before they become public videos, check out that gold making guide. The support really helps me a lot, and once again, I make it my personal goal to help you make as much gold as I can. This specific farm that I'm showing you today is one that I'm doing a lot myself, which is also why I want to hold back on making it public for a little bit, so I can actually use it myself as well. I am a gold farmer at the end of the day. I love making gold, I love farming gold, and I don't want this farm to die out. Now this guide is also a one-time purchase, so if you buy it now, you will get a lot more value out of the guide itself than if you buy it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm constantly looking for the best ways to make gold and the best ways to farm gold, and the sooner you buy the guide, the more value you get from that. You would have had access to this video, for example, 5 days ago. You would have had access to a couple of other videos as well that we have in early access. We even have an exclusive video as well that will not go public, so I'm doing my best here to make sure that you get the most value that you can from this purchase. And on top of that, the guide itself is 100+ pages of gold making info, the best farms to do in Cataclysm, and so on. So if you want to check it out, it supports me a lot, so check it out through the link down below in the video description or the pinned comment. With that being said, let's take a look at this farm. It is absolutely ridiculous, and I'll put it this way: we found this farm through me having done this in retail. Okay, so here you can see what the farm itself actually is, and I'm gonna try to explain everything here in as much detail as I can to make sure you understand everything about the farm. So we're standing on these piles of eggs in the Pit of Scales all the way down in Uldum. I will show you the location later on as well, but it's in the Pit of Scales, and when you stand on these piles of eggs, as you can see, my inventory is also absolutely full after 45 minutes of farming, and I'm just gonna fly back just to show you guys that even though I have engineering and I do have the toy for mailing, I have like a venderable mount, not the vendor mount, but I could have summoned the Jeeves, for example, but you don't need that. I just want to show you the gold per hour when you do this without any portable mailbox or without any sort of things to help you out. Even if you have to fly back to Ramkahen, like I'm doing here, to vendor and mail, because your bags will fill up, even then we're making about 14 to 15,000 gold per hour, and I tried this a few more times last night. We made up to 18,000 gold per hour. I think the last time on stream we made 17,000, and off stream I made 18,000, so it obviously gets a little bit better as you do it over time. You start pulling faster, you get more efficient. It is just a very, very, very good farm. Now we go back down, and what we are doing here in the Pit of Scales is you're standing on these piles of eggs. Standing on these piles of eggs will then summon a bunch of baby crocolisks. And these baby crocolinsks will then stand kind of on your body. They will bite you basically and be on you. They can be looted and they can be skinned. So while doing this farm myself, I noticed a bunch of mages doing this farm without skinning because of the treasure potion. If you look in the top right now, we're using the potion of treasure finding, and when you're standing on these eggs, you get between 6 and 8 crocodiles biting you at the same time. So that's 6 to 8 mobs. And as you can see, we kill them super fast. This means I am killing between 20 and 30 mobs every minute and looting them for the potions. Now those potions, or the treasure bags, can give you volatiles, ember silk, and they can even give you greens or even mining materials. So they can give you a lot of different cataclysm materials as well. And all you're doing is you're running to a pile of eggs, you're then AoEing down the crocolinsks, and what you have to be careful about here is do not jump. Unbind the jump, don't press space. Pressing space is how you get these crocodiles to get off you normally, and then you can't loot them, and you can't skin them either. Now, let's talk about this from a non-skinning perspective. All you do is stand on these eggs, you then AoE down the crocodiles and you loot them super fast, and the reason why I say fast here is because they do despawn eventually, and then you can't loot them. You have about 3 to 4 seconds before they despawn, so you have to loot them super fast in that time window, and then you just keep going. So you stand on a pile of eggs, AoE them down, loot them fast, keep going, do this on repeat, try to find 2 eggs back to back so you can just keep circling back and forth. Alternatively, if you have the whole place to yourself, you can even do 3 eggs, but as long as you have 2 piles, you're fine. So if you're in a really popular server or a popular layer, or it's just like super farmed right now, try to have some teamwork. Have 2 piles each. All you need is 2 piles, and by the time you finish pile 1, pile 2 will have respawned. So all you're gonna need here is 2 piles each, and then you're good to go. Alternatively, if it's super farmed, you can even stand and camp 1 pile each as well, even though that's a little bit less efficient. So when you're doing this from a non-skinning perspective, we tried this last night on stream, and we're making about 6,000 gold in raw, like that's the region average prices based on what you're getting here. It's greens, ember silk, volatiles, and even mining materials, right, from these tiny treasure chests. 6,000 gold per hour without skinning from those bags, and we're getting between 30 and 70 treasure chests. On my best hour, I got 70 tiny treasure chests in 1 hour. On my worst one, I got 37. That is a lot of treasure chests. Once again, we're killing between 20 and 30 mobs every minute and looting all of them, and they all have a chance to drop this. Now the thing is, when you add skinning on top of that, skinning is where I'm making a lot of gold. We're making another 7,000 to 8,000 from skinning alone. Now I have engineering. Engineers, when you get to 450 skill, have access to an item giving you more volatiles when gathering. So for example, engineering plus herbalism, you will get more volatile air when gathering herbs. Engineering plus skinning, you will get more volatile air when doing skinning. So I'm getting between 50 and 70 volatile air from this farm, based on these strange bloated stomachs, tiny treasure chests, and that engineering item. 70 volatile airs from a skinning farm, or a skinning plus looting farm. Now if you want to have skinning here, it is super important to be a worgen. And the reason why is, once again, relating back to me talking about this previously, that you really need to loot them fast. You need to loot them super fast. They do despawn. So when it comes to skinning as well, you do need to skin them fast, and as you can see, I'm trying to kill a couple of them. Sometimes I'm even using Heart Strike for this, just to kill them fast, and then we try to skin them as fast as we can. I am spam right clicking on my body here to try to skin them super fast, and worgens have a racial passive trait allowing them to skin fast. And when I was doing this in retail, we did this for transmog, and even then we did skinning to make extra gold at the same time, and we used the Mist of Pandaria Dark Moon Fire Water, which makes it so anyone can gather fast. But right now in Cataclysm, we don't have the Dark Moon Fire Water. Well, we do, but it doesn't work that way, and we also don't have a enchant to gather faster either. So the only classes that can really have skinning here and make it work, The only races are Worgens. You can be a Worgen Warlock, Mage, Warrior, DK. Class doesn't really matter. You just want to be a Worgen. Now, being a DK, you have access to really good survivability and AoE as well. Now, survivability here doesn't really matter. They really don't hurt at all. You just want to make sure you have some AoE damage and you're able to kill them super fast. Now, as you can see, we are now 59.5 minutes into the farm, and we have made 14,800 gold. We're basically going to get to 15,000 gold here after the hour mark is up, and we're just trying to get the last couple of loots from the potion itself, and there we go, 15,000 gold, give or take. Actually, if we do include the currency looted from selling, like the raw gold that we're getting from selling the trash, we're over 15,000 gold from this 1 hour alone. Now, I did 1 more hour here as well, and we now learn a little bit more about how to do the pulls fast, and we're a little bit more efficient, and we're now breaking over 17,000 gold. As you can see, we're on 16.7 in 57 minutes. So we're gonna get close to 18,000 gold here, I think, in this session. It is a little bit RNG on the treasure chest and the strange bloated stomachs, but it's a lot of steady gold as well from the leather. If you have skinning, this is absolutely the best farm you can do, bar none, if you ask me. I've even once again tried having Uldum to myself on a completely dead server and farm Whiptail, and even then this farm is better. Based on my server's prices, this farm is better, and based on the region average prices, this farm is also still better. In this case, 17.3k in 58 minutes. Now, once again, it is super important that you do not jump when you have the crocodiles on you, but as you can see, I'm trying to jump after I've killed them, just to make sure there's no crocodiles left on my body, because that can despawn or bug out the next eggs. So I'm jumping between the eggs, but once you have spawned crocodiles, stand still or backpedal, just don't jump, and then kill the crocodiles, loot them, skin them if you have skinning. That's pretty much all there is. Now, for the exact location itself, even though I've mentioned it a couple of times here, I'm going to show you on the map as well. It's in Uldum. You go all the way down south at the lost city of Tolvir, then you go southwest. So exactly where I'm pointing right now, give or take, is going to be where it is. Southwest of the lost city of Tolvir, or just southeast of the Neferset area as well. Basically right in the middle here, you will find this farm. But yeah, that is pretty much what I have for you today, so hopefully you enjoy that farm, and if you try it out yourself, let me know how much gold you're able to make from this farm, or gold per hour I should say. I would love to hear what your service prices are like, because for me, once again, Savage Leather goes for about 7.2 gold right now, but I've heard it go anywhere from between 2 gold each, all the way to 10, so I would love to hear how much gold you are able to make from this farm. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below as well. Check out the gold making guide if you haven't already. Once again, the support really means a lot. The community has been growing a lot recently as well, so I really appreciate that, and I want to thank you all so much. Either way, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.